And then, how do these market forces come into this language? They were the first one to initiate the process of annihilation by offering all these fancy, attractive, lucrative jobs. When this is happening on one side, at the global level, a few other things are happening. If the purpose, as I have mentioned earlier, of culture is to refine oneself, to remove the word violence from oneself and from the society he lives in, we still have violence across the world. And what are the reasons for this violence? One reason is religion. So when two scholars discussed, they have identified that cultural and religious identities are the primary source of conflict. As a language teacher, my first job is to teach the students how to remove the animal instincts from them. For certain reasons, for biological reasons, we do need those animal instincts, but that will appear only at certain times, at certain places. But if animal instinct emerges in the public sphere, then the whole society is affected. So if students are made to understand what religion is all about, what culture is all about, they will be in a position to identify the evil forces in the community, and they will be aware of the harmful effects of this culture and religion. So from the limited arena of common language, I move on to the world level where discourses are happening about civilization. So there is an attempt to relate the teaching of language and the understanding of civilization at a different level. Samuel Huntington and Edward Said are the two persons who have contributed. The calamities that have happened during the course of this period is that as a language pandit, I take pride in the cultural heritage of my country. During my time, my teachers were proficient in all forms of literature, ancient, medieval, modern. But now, we have reached a situation where we don't find teachers, researchers who understand ancient literature, to discuss, to make critical evaluations of ancient literature. This was identified not by me, but a person from an American university, Sheldon Paul. He says India is confronting a calamitous endangerment of its classic knowledge. Classic knowledge is fast disappearing. Maybe after 10 or 15 years, that will be confined only to the shelves of the universities. Even now, universities are not purchasing books, everything is in the e-form. So, if this classic knowledge disappears, then you lose your heritage. Pardon me if I look very gloomy, but it's my duty and responsibility to tell you what is happening in the area of culture, civilization, language, literature. All that because you are all teaching other branches of humanities and social sciences. So, unless there is a collective public conversation initiated by the education institutions, among the students, among the teachers, at every level possible, we will be losing the heritage which is at least about 5,000 years old. Well, I have mentioned that the multiple culture, pluralistic culture is a liability. Does that mean that we can do away with the religion? Again, we go back to the very same question, whether we will be able to have a single original personality or we are destined to live with multiple personalities. Those multiple personalities are not full personalities, they are split personalities. So one personality at the professional level says, no, secularism is accepting all religions, respecting all religions, but inwardly you pass on all the abuses about the other person. When the time comes, even professionals become worse than beasts. That has been proved not long ago, just about 10 years back. And this is a very significant day because we need to mention all these things on this day when a change of political setup is about to take place. Maybe it has already taken place. So we cannot, it's my personal conviction that we cannot do away with the religion, but we have to understand the role of religion in your personal life and your social lives. A religious person is not attached to any particular religion. he has a vision. He will go beyond what is given to him. He is engaged in creating a new world. Totally, if not totally different, much different from the world he had inherited. Only if you understand this, you will be a really religious person. This is said by Oscar Ali Engineer, who was the most respected secular Islamic intellectuals India has produced. He passed away last year. So this raises another question. I will jump from one idea to another idea, one information to another information, but with the sole aim of making you understand what culture is all about, what teaching of literature and culture are all about. But when you understand religion this way, you will expect all the educational institutions to have a department of divinity. Every university to have a school of divinity, which is there in almost all the American and Western universities. Harvard University School of Divinity is very, very popular because they have understood religion in the right way. Though they go to the church only 3 times a year, most of Europe and America, sisters are there. I checked when I was in Finland. I asked them whether how deep their religious practices are. They go to church only on 3 occasions. One is baptism, the other is during wedding, and the last is during This is their understanding of religion. But then they have schools of divinity in almost all the universities. Divinity has nothing to do with religion. Religion, the way you understand, you are made to understand. Religion is not practicing rituals and customs. Religion, if it is properly understood, will challenge religion. If you are religious, you will challenge religion, create another religion, or give a new dimension to religion. So, when we do not have school of divinity, when we cannot be self-critical and when we cannot be critical of others, the whole curriculum falls flat. And that is what has happened. And the role of mythology also. Myths, legends have been a part of this. Not only Indian civilization, all civilizations. I will just show you one clipping. Tolkien is the scholar who had initiated this. Myths you might have understood the different ways.
Fairy stories, which I think is rather ridiculous. After all, the magic of myths or fairy stories is not an end in itself. It exists to serve virtue and satisfy certain primordial human desires.
But myths are fiction. The stories they tell aren't true. They're lies and therefore worthless, even though breathed through silver. They're just beautiful lies. You can't seriously believe in fairy tales.
Why not? I can, in fact I do.
But this is preposterous. How can you seriously believe a lie?
Oh, Jack, myths are not lies. In fact, they're the very opposite of a lie. Myths convey the essential truth, the primal reality of life itself.
Go on.
Well, you see, we have been duped into using the word myth as being synonymous with a lie, because we have been duped into accepting the first real lie of materialism.
And what is that?
That is the hideous claim that there is no supernatural order to the universe. The materialists have imprisoned us in a world of mere matter, of physical facts divorced from and devoid of metaphysical truth. Well, I say that they are lying. I say that they are the ones who have come up with a false myth. Their world doesn't exist. It's merely a figment of their imagination. Well, fine. However, there's a problem. The problem is they have convinced us that it is true. They have made us believe that this is all there is. 3 dimensions, 5 senses, 4 walls.
Isn't it?
Most emphatically not. Jack, the 4 walls of materialism are the 4 walls of a prison. And the materialists are our jailers. Don't you see? They've put us in a prison of 4 walls. They don't want us to see what's beyond those walls. They don't want us to discover what lies outside their narrow philosophy. Worse than that, They think that any attempt to escape from the prison is an act of treason.
Well, wouldn't it be an act of treason against rationality to believe otherwise?
The walls of materialism, isn't it our duty to understand that there is a world beyond this world of materialism? Isn't it our duty to tell the students that myths are not just lies? Myths have much more deeper meaning than lies. So this is about mythology and culture. India is a land of mythologies. But in the name of scientific education given by our colonialists, we started looking at everything from scientific point of view. Then our very basis of civilization is mixed with mythology. You have to be very careful in understanding this concept. Myths are lies too. I go a little beyond this. But myths are not just lies. Myths go beyond in understanding your life and also to understand society. If you look at the very purpose of language teaching from this perspective, the package would be like this. In Karnataka, the component of Kannada will be only about 50%. The other 25, the other 50%, of the other 50%, 25% will come from Indian literature, Indian heritage. The remaining 25% will come from world literature. So we start from Vedas, Upanishads, epics, and epics not of Ramanujasagar variety. It's not gaudy. It's not full of jewels, kilos and kilos of jewels. Both the heroes and the heroines, both the epic, the chief epic characters were. The message of an epic is universal. All the epics are for the humanity. Irrespective of the language you speak, the ethnic group you belong to, and the geographical area you come from. This has again been proved by one Western theatre person, has been a filmmaker also. His play was a film. Yeah, a civilization can be set in thousands of pages, can be set in just one paragraph also, in one episode. One such episode about Indian culture civilization is Mahabharata. Even within Mahabharata, the Kurukshetra war, within the Kurukshetra war, the Bhagavad Gita episode, the counseling given by Lord Krishna to Arjuna when Arjuna refuses to fight. Here I am giving you an episode. You will be totally surprised to see the climax scene of Kurukshetra. Just watch and let me know your reactions to this.
What is this mad and shameful weakness? Stand up and fight.
He's speaking to Arjuna.
What is he saying?
He's telling Arjuna that victory and defeat are the same. He's urging him to act, but not to reflect on the fruit of the act. He says to him, seek detachment. Fight without desire.
You said forget desire, seek detachment.
Yet you urge me to battle, to massacre. Your words are ambiguous, I am confused. Krishna tells him, don't withdraw into solitude. Renunciation is not enough. You must act, yet action mustn't dominate you.
In the heart of action, you must remain free from all attachment.
How can I put into practice what you are demanding of me? The mind is capricious, unstable. It's evasive, feverish, turbulent, tenacious. It's harder to subdue than taming the wind.
You must learn to see with the same eye a mound of earth and a heap of gold, a cow and a sage, a dog and the man who eats the dog. There's another intelligence beyond the mind.
darkness dulls our senses, how can I find this intelligence? With what will?
To reply to this question, Krishna led Arjuna through the tangled forest of illusion. He began to teach him the ancient yoga of wisdom and the mysterious path of action. He spoke for a long time, very long time, between the two armies preparing to destroy themselves.
At one point I see the entire world. All of the warriors hurl themselves into your mouth, and you grind them between your teeth. They wish to be destroyed, and you destroy them. Through your body I see the stars. I see life and death. I see silence. Tell me who you are. I'm shaken to the depths. I'm afraid.
I am all that you think, all that you say. Everything hangs on me, like pearls on a thread. I am the earth's scent and the fire's heat. I am appearance and disappearance. I am the trickster's hoax. I am the radiance of all that shines. I am time grown old. All beings fall into the night, and all beings grow back to daylight. I have already defeated all these warriors. But he who thinks he can kill, and he who thinks he can be killed, are both mistaken. No weapon can pierce the life that informs you. No fire can burn it. No water can drench it. No wind can make it dry. Have no fear, and rise up. Because I love you.
I'm so sorry, because we don't have time. This was originally a play, staged in France in natural settings, in the hills, Avignon. This is a 36-hour play, condensed into 9 hours in the beginning, and then into 3 hours. This 3 hours play is available. This play was staged in 1980s by Sridhar, an Englishman. It was very popular. It was staged almost all over the world. This has proved that even if the literary piece and epic originates in a country, if it has a universal appeal, it will become the story of humanity. Tell me, if I cannot incorporate this into the language curriculum, what's the purpose in having this language class itself?